Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Friday, August 2nd, 2019. We are going to be continuing our scaling adventures in the Pyanodon's playthrough today. If you are watching the VOD on YouTube, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/otakushowboat to leave a follow and turn on notifications so that you can find out live when I go live and can come and actually watch these streams as they happen. You can also follow me on Twitter at Otaku Showboat, as well as read my weekly recap posts on my website, otakushowboat.com. So, many notes to make at the start of today. Many notes. And by many, I mean like 4. So, as you may know, I do follow the development of the Pyanodon's mods that we're currently playing on this playthrough. I do follow the development of it on the GitHub areas, so there's different repos for different parts of the mod. You can follow Pyanodon directly over there to find all of the repos for the various Pyanodon's mods. In particular, recently, there was an official update to Fusion Energy that fixes the soft lock from laser turrets being locked behind chemical science in 17.60. So that's been fixed. The requirement for chemical science has been removed from laser turrets officially now in Fusion. There are some other little niggling things that exist in other pieces of the Pi suite. In particular, I'm thinking of the fact that lubricant is now moved into chemical science as of 1760 as well, which means that you cannot make lubricant from heavy oil, as well as you don't have any of the inserter recipes that use rubber belts, the more efficient recipes to make inserters out of rubber belts. You can't get access to those now until you get chemical science. It's not anything that blocks progression, but it is a difference from previously. Also in that update, apparently, a localization file was added for German into Fusion, so that was interesting. That was a file that was completely added to that. That wasn't noted in the patch notes for that. Also, Raw Ores has been updated. I guess I'm partly to blame for this, or entirely to blame for this, because, yeah, Pyanodon does watch the streams, or at least the VODs of them, and stainless steel is now required for... What? Yes, I am also officially adding a couple of mods here, so I'll leave this while I discuss this. So, yeah, stainless steel is now required directly for chemical science packs, as well as for control units. Now, we're not currently making control units, but we are making chemical science, so now in order to continue to make chemical science, I'm going to have to route my stainless steel up to chemical science. Now, yesterday, I happened to have had mentioned the fact that stainless steel at this point in the game that I'm currently at has no, or had no direct use outside of making buildings, which was true. There was no use, no perpetual use of stainless steel outside of buildings. So now, and my argument then was that, oh hey, it's really easy to do this transition into super steel because stainless steel isn't actually used all that much outside of buildings. So now there is actually a perpetual science use for stainless steel, which is a really good thing. That is a good thing, but it does mean you have to change the setups for blue science as well as control units now. There is one other change that has been made in Pi petroleum handling, and that is that I was right in that the Mark II wood processing units should not have been requiring special small parts because Pyanodon has submitted a commit, has made a commit into that distribution, that distro, that changes that requirement from wood processing unit Mark II to Mark III. So the way that this works is that there is a update file, because Pi Petroleum handling adds special small parts, and then there's a bunch of files that say, hey, if you've got these other mods, these other parts of the Pyanodon's mods installed, add these small parts to these specific recipes in those other mods. And as it turns out, it did list Mark II when it should have been Mark III for the wood processing units. So the wood processing units have been updated to not require special small parts anymore. However, that update has not been released yet for everyone. It's one change. It's been added to the repository on GitHub, but Pyanodon has not released that update officially yet. So what I have done is I have gone into the mod and made that change myself so that we currently have that change made, and it's here. One other thing, well, technically two, I'm adding enhanced map colors, and this will help with identifying specific things on the map. But I'm also adding, if I can find here, this mod, Pi module slots. Now, what is this? What is Pi module slots? Well, actually, if we go back and go to new game and go to mod settings and go here, this is a mod made by Tirasef, who is the person who is currently making the Pi veganism mod, basically making all of the stuff that's normally animal-based into plant-based, so that you, don't have to go about butchering animals all the time in order to get through the mod. They have released this mod for all of those people who are somewhat disappointed or frustrated by the fact that the higher tiered buildings in Pyanodons either stay the same or lose modules. So this mod includes 4 options. One is to keep the number of module slots constant with increasing tiers for anything that previously would lose a module slot. This just keeps everything the same as the top slot, and that is the default behavior. You've got add tier, which basically just adds 1 module slot. No matter what the initial slot amount was, it will add 1 with each increasing tier. So that's that. And then you have what I've chosen, which is multiply by tier, which the way this works is if the building starts with 1 module slot, at Mark II it has 2, at Mark III it has 3, at Mark IV it has 4. If it starts with 2 module slots, at Mark II it has 4, at Mark III it has 6, and at Mark IV it has 8. And if it has 3 at the start, there actually are a couple of buildings that start with 3, it'll go 3, 6, 9, 12. And so on and so forth. Double every tier adds a lot more. Double every tier is a little bit incredibly obscene, because if you start with 3, it'll go 3, 6, 12, 24. I think that's how that works. It would go 3, 6, 12, 24? Maybe? Or 2, 4, 8, 16? I don't know if it's... I'm not sure if this double every tier doubles the previous tier or doubles the first tier. That I'm not too sure about. Because double every tier would mean basically the same as multiply by a tier. If it starts with 3, it would add 3 each. If it starts with 2, it would add 2 each. So I'm pretty sure it would be 3, 6, 12, 24 on a building that starts with 3. But anyway, I've put it on multiply by tier because that's what I am more comfortable with. It's closer to what I expect from other overhauls. So anyway, let's actually get into it today. And yeah, just want to say I'm so sorry that chemical science now requires stainless steel. I did a little bit off stream. Just do Bob's God modules with doubling. Ha! Well, if you do Bob's modules, you can't get modules until after you get access to gold plates at the product whatever science after chemical science. Yes, keep that enabled for enhanced map colors. So this will let me actually find the quote the 2 random Steam engines. Yeah, that's the issue with Bob's modules right now. Quote issue is you need gold plates. You can get some gold out of soot. There is an earlier method of getting gold out of soot to sort of bootstrap the initial creating of some modules, but the ultimately you're going to need an actual gold plate setup, and that doesn't come until a little bit later in the game anyway, so you would lose the ability to actually use modules at Blue Science, basically. Yeah, you can't do large-scale soot, which is why I'm saying it is a thing to be concerned about, or that you need to know, is that you're not going to really be able to have a lot of modules until after you do some proper gold setup. Right, so I was having... There is some sort of issue with closed loops magically losing fluid right now. I've noticed this today. There is something causing a loss of fluid in closed loops. And I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. There is something that is magically causing closed loops on my... That is magically, like, disappearing fluid out of closed loops. My pie block game, my rubber stopped working in a Factorissimo factory building because the polybutadiene closed loop of steam and water lost every single unit of fluid in it. It was completely empty. magically after loading the save. It was gone. I had to reconnect water to it to refill the system because the water just disappeared. It's really, really strange. So it's like you have to keep the loops connected now, which is a shame. In fact, you don't have to keep them fully connected. You can put them behind a top-up valve. The hell is this? Megadar. I'm gonna take a look at that. So, underflow is actually what's required here. I said top-up valve, didn't I? That's totally the, that's the name in Angels. Yeah, so there's issues with water, and it was causing power problems. It is causing power problems, technically, because when I loaded the save to check the module thing, so if I do random thing here, 2 module slots on Mark II automated factories. DDCs, Mark II, they've got 4. Because remember, it's multiply by tier, so they start with 2, they go to 4. Also, since I have made the change to the wood processing units, if I was able to actually make this, if I had some plastic on me, these guys would have 6 module slots because they start with 3. So yeah, it's lovely. It's absolutely lovely. So yeah, I have to like put a underflow valve in here. Just to make sure. Because I want it to check what's after, not what's before. Because if what's after magically empties, I want to flow the fluid in. Yeah, now we're a little bit more consistent, but we're still... You see how we're dipping here? Those are the other places that I have to do my fix, where I have closed loops. It's really weird. It started... like today. Yesterday. With these most recent updates, I guess, but... I looked at what these updates do, and it shouldn't be doing that, so... Either it was some other previous update that was that ultimately was causing it. But yeah, there's something about closed loops that's broken right now. The game is basically voiding fluid in closed loops, or just maybe it applies across the board. Maybe it just empties literally everything right now, and you only notice the closed loops that are losing the fluid because it breaks things. That means I have to go through every single one of my closed loops now and add more water to them and keep them behind an overflow or an underflow valve. Thing is, updating shouldn't do that. Is this even a closed loop? Is the question. No. No, so this should be working, because this isn't even a closed loop. Yeah, this isn't a closed loop, because it's connected here. I could make it a closed loop. There we go. You're now closed. You no longer exist over here, so that's fine. Yeah, so this had impacted even my power generation on my Pi block game. Which, by the way, my Pi block game, I just set up my green science based copper line. So I set up this. I set up a much scaled down version of this that I have here. And yeah, I'm no longer lacking for copper. I put down a couple of ground borers as well to help with more. Always need more. Yeah, let's go to the rest of the closed loops. This would also impact my... pressured water closed loop. Yeah, see here? Not enough water. Not enough water on this hydrogen processing. Also, yeah, these now have 4 at Mark II, so yeah, about that. What do I want on the last slot? That's a good question. Do I want... Can't use that one. Do I want to put speed in there? It's sort of pointless to add more than 3. Speed would give me a plus 20%, but a 50% energy consumption. The whole point is to reduce the amount of the coke, so yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so there's, like, not enough water in here anymore. It's a little crazy. Yeah, the green jump for copper is just insanity on the efficiency bonus. I mean, the red science copper casting grade 2s is a bonus in Pi block over standard hot air processing of ore. It is better. But the green science based grade 4 plus low grade copper is way better. It's night and day better. What am I looking at? This. I need some of these. There's apparently a small electric pole in the way. This is a good spot for the underflow. Right there. That'll actually fill up this guy to 80%. And we should definitely have enough water in here now. So, no more fluctuating. Yeah, no more fluctuating on our turbines. These spikes up on the Mark I turbines is because the Mark IIs died and the fuel oil-based Mark Is shot up to compensate. Speaking of which, I should replace that on the fuel oil as well with the Mark IIs. I think that might be on the agenda for the day, is improving the power generation. But first, I have belt that needs to be run. Oh right, I have forgotten that I totally made I have belt immunity equipment now. Yeah, I forgot about this. I did the thing at the end of yesterday. Yeah, this is not happening. This way. So I have to run my stainless steel all the way up. Do I even have... probably not enough, but we shall see. Alright, stainless steel. It's nice that there is a demand now. Also, this is not nearly enough belt. A little sad that it had to be through chemical science directly, but just means I have to run more belt to do this. I might have wanted to run this all the way up anyway to do some automation up at the top of the bus. I think I may consider doing... starting to set up the automation of my robots now. Get them moving in non-zero amounts. Of course, I can also go through all of the various locations where I have stuff. Where I put modules yesterday to add more modules to anything that's Mark II that now has many, many more module slots. I can also upgrade my wood processing units to Mark II, if I so desire. And I need to go grab more landfill. I should at least be running some belt on the way back. Back up. This, as you can see, my coal gas has stopped working because it is empty. No fluid remains of water. No water remains. So I think this is actually very, very specifically removing water. I don't think it's removing steam. It's very, very specifically, I think, removing water. But even then, like, Also, the idea of having pressured water in a tank, like a tank of pressured water, amuses me. It's like, I could have a tank of pressured water, but no, I'll have a tank of water. Behind an underflow valve. Now, I'm assuming, yeah. There we go. That will get things flowing again. Yeah, so there's something going on with water. It might be a bug with 1760. Since I'm thinking about it, it might be a bug related to 1760 because they did muck about with fluid boxes in 1760. That might have affected things. So yeah, even here, this is another closed loop. I need an underflow valve. Yeah, so the LN2 had stopped working because of lack of water. Thing is, now I have to, like, remember and figure out where I have closed loops of water. Alright, so I have a closed loop here. Please tell me I made multiples of these. Where is... the waters. Ugh. Why? There we go. See, this wasn't working because of the lack of water. Oh, hello. What the heck happened here? That shouldn't have been a thing. What? Now what? If you tell me that you're actually choking because you have too much water, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad. This is an issue of too much water now. Like, yeah, that would be incredibly frustrating. I'm suspecting it's backing up on water and steam somewhere. That's the only logical explanation I have. Literally everything stopped. Let's see. Steam, 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 steam. Yep. Too much water. Now, this doesn't have the power to actually process the too much steam. This is so very dumb. Oddly enough, that would not get this going, so because it's the steam's on separate thingies. That voids some of the fluid in there, but like, seriously? Well, looks like having an underflow valve here isn't going to work. And there's actually a reason why that doesn't work. Um, it's because it will always actually fill the system to 100%. Even though it's set to... So it's set to fill when the water is sub 80% full here. Well, what does that actually mean? Well, it means that the steam will fill fully. So the steam will operate, it'll make steam that will pull water down below 80%, it'll flood more water in, and then there will eventually, and then you're making water on this side out of the steam. So the steam conversion into water, the water will fill to 100%, and then there's no other place for the steam to go. So the steam then backs up as well. So having an underflow valve is not actually the option here. It's not the correct place for the valve. Well, I can think of ways to do this using the circuit network. And a check valve. Or some other form of pump. Alternatively, just, wait for a solution. Where did I leave my car now? Also, green marks are power. Green is what's actually producing power, so let's do a hunt. Apparently, I have 2 steam engines somewhere. So let's look for green. Where is there green? There's green here, but these are combustion turbine Mark 1s. The purple is pipe. The yellow are yellow belts. The red will be red belts. And blue will be blue belts. So you actually can see on the map what color of belt you've got with this mod. I'm looking for green. Haven't found it yet. Oh, I think I know. Maybe. Here? No. Hmm. I want to know where those 2 random steam engines are. Oh, hey, you can see here's the red belt that I've used up here. Hello. Right. Right. Because a lot of steam gets produced out of this process. I needed something or wanted something to do with the steam. It's like, hey, let's just put some steam engines here to prevent it from overflowing. So this is not a closed loop. That's why that's not dying on me. So that's where the two random steam engines are. Alright, where's my car? Right down here. I was mentioning wanting to upgrade these to the Mark II variations, right? I can make one on me. Do I have any... Nope. Yeah, two now. There... 6 slots on washer 2s. I just wanna point out 6 slots on washer 2s. It's a little much, but you know, I like the scaling regardless. Also, apparently I have more than enough phosphine. Not enough phosphoric, which means I need more of this. But that would mean I need more saline. Interesting. Maybe I take what's overflowing and just put down high pressure furnaces and do the inefficient way. I suppose I could do that. I don't have enough niobium pipe. Oh noes. Oh noes. Speed. Oh right, speed exists. Yeah, speed, glorious speed. That should definitely take the excess. In fact, let's make sure that it's... Or do I already make sure it's the excess? I don't... Yes, I already have an overflow valve here on the phosphine, so that's fine. That is fine. Very, very fine. This is also... It also has a consistent amount greater than 0 in it, which means I am also backed up on phosphoric, which is great. So I made a Mark II thingy that appeared somewhere. Yes, this consumes exactly the same amount of fluid as a Mark I, so this pretty much replaces 1-to-1 the combustion turbines here. Yeah, because this takes in 60 units per second and produces more power per unit. Alright, so now to go out to the other places that I'm making power and kill everything that I just did with overflow valves. Because, yeah, clearly that's not a thing that's going to work because of just how underflow valves function. Because I'm not checking both water and steam. Yeah, so I would need to break that. Granted, these are backed up. In fact, I should only be sending excess aromatics in there to begin with. I want to go all the way back up to grab more circuit 2s anyway, so don't mind me. Oh, right. This is another closed loop that I haven't touched, and yeah, you can see I haven't touched this, and no steam, no water, and no water in the pipes either. Again, I don't know what causes it. I completely forget about this setup at times. Don't even remember that it exists. Speaking of which... Actually, speaking of which, let's get more pipe while I'm at it. Now, what I don't know is if I, like, were to save now and load the game, if the same problem would happen, that it would just be no fluid. Oh, I apparently had a whole bunch of undergrounds in the car. Oops. I can make medium oil derricks now. Problem is, this resource density is really low on that patch. There are better patches, but I can technically make stuff. Right, I've got logistics warehouses now. Storage size does not change, which is convenient. Unlike Angel's warehouses, where the logistics warehouses have, for some reason, fewer slots than the regular versions of the warehouses. I say that from experience, replacing a regular Angel's warehouse. Yeah, break that, please. The only reason why there hasn't been a problem here yet is the, it's backed up on the combustion mixture. Yes, kitty? You've propped yourself up? Looking at me? Are you gonna be getting up? Alright, let's go up and continue doing tweaks and fixes, because, his paw just slid off the edge of the desk. Wait, is this another... No, I am making steam here. Right, so... Again, I'll note 17.60. This recipe converting heavy oil to lubricant is locked behind blue science right now. So if you haven't gotten to the point where you've unlocked lubricant yet, you now can't unlock it until blue science, that recipe anyway. So, yeah, I need to break you, because this will fully fill, and I'd have nothing to... no place to send the steam anymore. This will slowly drain. Same thing up here. With the thingy here. Need to break that so that this can keep on. Huh? Oh. That would help. Yeah, that would help. That gets all of the things moving. Except here, again, break that loop. Because it would just end up filling too much. Because it's a two-step process and I'm not checking both steps. Okay, let's now actually start getting the, by the way. Right, so I put nanotech. Nanotech is a production science requirement. Oops. Hey, Mark III combustion turbine, as if I will actually be able to do anything with that. 1000C combustion mixture. Yeah, no. Alright, it might be... My kitty, he repositioned himself. What do I want? What do I want? Probably good to get the iron processing to actually get the access to super steel. Super steel! Super steel is super. Think I'll have the soup. Oh. Yeah, Kitty's not feeling too good today. For reference. Kitty is uncomfortable. He'll also be really hungry. Nylon is, the first of its segment, yes? I do think so. No, here. want to buy car, belt, immunity equipment. Just vehicular equipment in general would be great. That is the correct one, right? Nope. Ba-da-doo. My inventory is stuffed with things. Alright, Megadar. That's a square that it covers. Yeah, that would be a square. Yeah, I think it might be a good idea to start putting Megadars up. I would actually be able to see the entirety of my bus. Wow, that is a, nifty thing. What tech even unlocked Megadars? I don't know. Something somewhere unlocked Megadars. Oh god. Message, answering machine. Of course, no message. So, super steel. Interesting how this is still faster, even with 2 productivity modules in it, than the automated factory 1. That's nice. So, I guess I will bring it super steel in here. How much oh god. Yeah, I wasn't anticipating that. That is, a lot. That is Allet. Allet! It is Allet. The mythical creature known as the Allet. It might be better to, actually use loaders here. Might be better. Not so much on the, Oh. So this changed from iron to super steel. So iron was replaced with super steel. That's also good to know. That was just a straight up replacement. Why do I have an odd number? I don't know. Why I did this, I have no clue. because it's not required yet to do it, but anyway. Let there be stainless steel going into my wonderful, beautiful machine to give me blue science. Also, how are these looking? Nifty. That's how they're looking. I'll leave those be for now. What is limiting on my microchips? Also, this will be highly limited by my rubber. In all actuality. Microchips. Let's have a gander at you. Hello, microchips. You are being limited by p-doped silicon. What is limiting my p-doped silicon? I mean, it's moving, but... Oh, hey, I got better... Oh, the much more complex but better iron processing recipe, as well as the ability to actually mine the iron rocks. Let's get the substation access. Yes, it will require super steel, but, anyway, you are zinc acetate. You are acetic acid. You are carbon dioxide. Right, I think I mentioned that being something that was limiting recently. By increasing my wood production, I also had a lack of CO2. Now, this is producing more CO2 than is necessary here, so I will go ahead and bring this on over. Wait, where's... I guess I'm just blind, because it's over here. Like, where is it? It is... that line. Yeah, that line. It's apparently still not enough. Yes, this is actually 1-to... No, not even close to 1-to-1. One of these feeds 2. Or it feeds a single Mark II. A single Mark II with productivity. Double productivity. And efficiency. Yeah. That's the thing. Oddly enough, I can make this a Mark II wood processing unit, and then this a Mark II botanical nursery, and yeah, add speed here and also be good. So 170.1 per second on the CO2. That's really nice. Although it still looks like I need more. Well, regardless, this will help with the production here. It's actually making by itself more than enough to feed this, so that's nice. What's wrong with the one on the end here? Why are you not getting enough? 85.71. 70. Ah, I see. But I don't think I need the full production of 3. I do need more. I do actually need more, and this last one isn't getting enough CO2. Still. Alright. Well, let's... I am getting more P-dope silicon, at least, so that's good and all. There is an argument to be made on using modules here. Is there a Mark II gas processing unit? I don't think so, because I think it's here in Pi Fusion, and Pi Fusion does not have Mark II buildings. Alright, I am forgetting completely that I wanted to stick down this 1.2 megawatt Megadar! It's totally mega! Where am I going to put it? That's a good question. It's really big. Well, it's like huge. My Megadar. The first Megadar. There we go. There it is. It moves! It's mega! Wow, that is actually a really big square. How quickly does it scan is the other question. Not very fast, but it will also probably clean up an area further out. That's cool. So now I can actually see the farther ends of the bus with this guy. It's 1.2 megawatts, though, per megadar. Alright, let's grab these guys. Yeah, so non-zero amounts of glorious and beautiful chemical science packs exist. Alright, wood processing, high pressure furnace. I apparently need more duralumin and or plastic. I am making more circuit 2s than I was. Now to keep on scaling. I did mention making robots at some point, right? Maybe I should do that. While I'm here, you know? So, robots are... What category again? High tech. Electric engine units for the Mark II constructions. I don't think I want to make the Mark II constructions. Actually, let's do some comparisons here. I want to compare my... Oh wow, so the cargo bots require the construction bots. Alright. That's a thing. These are logistics bots. They're the important ones. These guys move 30.2 kilometers per hour. The regular ones, base game ones, move 18.9. 18.9 carry 1. 18.9 and carry 1. So yeah, these guys are faster. 30.2 and carry 3. So they're much more efficient. And these are 49.1. Yeah. And then there's going to be high-tech versions of them, too, at some point. Lubricant, of course. Yeah, I have all these things. Engine units. I can make engine units. Belt. I want to scale rubber before I do this, I think. I think I'm going to want to scale rubber up to a yellow belt minimum, because I just need a lot of rubber right now. So that means I will want to have... I probably will upgrade my heavy oil refinery, because that's what actually makes the thing. Also, what is... Let's play spot the difference here. What is off about this? Coal bed does not have the Mark II yet, so that's why these are not aligned. So heavy oil refinery will require me to grab concrete, niobium, duralumin, and titanium, and thingies. Thingies! It wants me to grab thingies. And then Reformer Mark II is similar. I apparently need nylon. Nylon. Yeah, niobium. Oh, lead too. Alright, that's fine. Fine by me. Time for rubber. More rubber. Okay, why did I go all the way out here again? Lead. Didn't I have lead running up somewhere? Guess not. Lead is somewhere around here. Here. Right there. Niobium and duralumin. Alright. Well, niobium is also over here somewhere. But it terminates further down the bus. Off we go. What is this? Is this... This is mushroom stuff. Huh. Foggy substrate. You're used... Biofilm. That's why I think I put this on the bus in the first place, and I will be needing to make biofilm. Also, yes, red science, also the alien bacteria that I can apparently make now. This was unlocked as part of vanadium processing, was it not? Or part of something. I don't know. Part of something. Of course, I'm using some for the Zapir stuff. My big Zapir line. Yeah, it's just interesting. I have that line marked. Here's my niobium. Unfortunately, niobium only stacks to 50, and I don't know why. Yeah, niobium is a little odd, because it only stacks to 50. Huh? No power? Right. 'Tis morning. Alright, so I need a reformer and a heavy oil refinery, but that means I need to grab some concrete. Yeah, the game... Just thinking about it, the game does have some issues right now that I think were just straight up introduced in 1760. I've noticed some things with splitters that seem a little bit off, and some things with, of course, the magically disappearing water fluids from closed loops. I don't know if it's just a 1760 thing or part of a bigger problem, or a problem in Pyanodons, but yeah, it's really weird, some of the things that have been going on since 1760. It is as if the devs sort of threw something out the door a little too quickly. Huh. I'm gonna get out here. As the, my concrete is being made just right here. Alright, so... ferrochromium alloy. There's an issue here, because ferrochromium alloy is required to make circuit 2s. Somewhere all the way up. Here. It's needed for the... I think these are the resistor 2s. Oh, I never expanded you! What? Oh, gosh. Dang it. Yeah, all of this is supposed to be productivity module expansion to, you know, use less ferrochromium alloy in particular to feed my circuit 2s. Ay, 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 ay. But yeah, so ferrochromium alloy is used in circuit 2s, but ferrochromium alloy is also used in stainless steel quite heavily. So you've got blue science now. While yes, it was a good decision to add stainless steel into blue science, the amount, I think, needs to be tweaked a little bit because that is a lot of ferrochromium alloy, ultimately, between the stainless steel and the circuit 2s to make the blue science. It ends up being a lot more than really definitely what it used to be, but also what it really should be. Also, I am apparently choking on the amount of graphite that these are requiring. Which means I am choking on the amount of coke that's being fed into it. Let's make sure that we're actually feeding enough in. Pretty sure with my efficiency modules, I've gotten enough going in to feed the powerhouses out there. Yes, lots of coke. I need to actually work on coke sooner rather than later. Also, this is really ugly. Because I have compact loaders, / loaders in general, it is actually a much better idea to have an output and input, an output and input. And just do that way, and not even worry about did I just break something? I don't know. I don't know if I just broke something. So I can reclaim all of the thingies here now. And that is a much more elegant solution overall. In fact, you can actually shove a full stack of stone bricks into this and it will never break. This will never get broken due to how loaders work. Anyway, definitely want to maximize the amount of ferrochromium alloy I'm producing because so much gets used to make stainless steel. I was going to detour to do something, but I don't remember what. Guess it's not all that important then. And of course I left my car behind all the way up there. So many pipe! All this purple. All of this purple is pipe. Like, seriously, all this purple is piping. Oh, really? So, the purple is iron piping. The blue is niobium piping. So you can actually see what's niobium versus what's iron. And you can also see what's the red belt versus the yellow belt. That's pretty neat. I like that. Of course, green is actual power producing. Power. Oh, and then yeah, the cyan dots squares are radars. Yeah, radar. Radar apparently is here as well. But yeah, it's a neat little mod. This map color. Enhanced map colors is the mod that's doing that. It's pretty neat. Alright, so I've made my at least one of each of the reformer and the oil refinery. Sort of need a lot more than that though. But I'll manage as is. Also, did I not just totally make a wood thing? Mark II. Let's have a look. So, yeah, about that. Because the Mark I's take 3 of these, that means with the current mod setting that I have to increase the amount of modules, this one is it's multiplied by tier. So this one goes up to 6, and then it'll have 9, and then it'll have 12 at Mark 3. At 4, it'll have 12. At 3, it'll have 9, and so on. So yeah, lots of wonderful things that you can do here. So yeah, that makes it really slow, but 80%'s the limit. Makes it 24% more productive. And since minus 80% is the limit, it's still twice as fast as a fully limited Mark 1. So it's still faster because its base is higher. 0.05 though, items per second versus 0.2. So yeah, that would mean one of these feeds 4 of these. Dang. I don't even think it really matters to have productivity in these, though. I think speed might be where it's at for these. Just to help reduce the overall footprint, but now it's consuming a megawatt of power. So it's like, do you do a mix? Energy consumption minus 80% equals limit. I do that. Overall minus 20% and moves a bit faster. I think that might be a good mix for one of these. But anyway, enough of that nonsense, wasting time. Where's my car? Up above. Yeah, the benefit of being able to see what type of belt you've got going on lets you visually indicate from the map. You can actually see missing spots if you're doing blanket upgrades. You can see where you've potentially missed a spot. Alright, you are reformer. Are getting replaced with the Mark II. Yeah, I see no reason not to do that. 1.4 items per second. And then over here, our heavy oil refinery. Gets another one of those. Now it's 1.4. Needs 35 per second on the organic solvent. So a bit more on the outputs now. Take in our activated carbon, don't you? Yeah. Think I might need more Ulrich? No, I need more Relesia. Must have more Relesia. Didn't I, like, add additional Relesia up here when I think part of the whole point, because I have them being bust right now? Part of the whole point was to have a one line of them, not two separate lines, but meh. 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 Alright, Relesia are required. They exist down. Where even are they? Oh, hello tech. Coal bed, yeah. Sure. Relesia, there is no Mark 2 or 3. Right, you take treated wood. Treated wood and soil. And apparently a lot of copper. You know. Might be a good idea to, you know, buffer things. Buffering is good. Also, soil. I think back where I was, I can get soil. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Right here. Make Relesia! Now, if I were to, actually scale this... I would definitely need a bit more stuff here, so... yeah, about that. That's better. I do not like having the mixed thingies like that. I'm fingering things out here, don't mind me. Whoops. Let's see, that added a bit more. I'm making 11.52. I can add another 2. Comfortably. There we go. That will have to do. Now just grab a bit more treated wood. Circuits. Oh, lamps. Hi. I could have just picked up lamps, but meh. Everything is fine. So we've gone from 3 to 7. Pretty much. Pretty sure that's 7, yep. From 3 at 1.4 to 7 at 3.27. Which is almost enough to fully feed this. These nigh horses that get brutally slaughtered. Machines for Oil Industry 3. With the special small parts recipe included in it. Yeah, sure, let's grab that. Next. Something's fluctuating somewhere. Ah, hello. You are also supposed to be a closed loop. There we go. That should help. Because this makes up to 50 per second, and I've definitely got the inputs to feed this. So this should catch up. And if I needed more, I do have a module slot. So, yeah, I can always increase the mark level as well. Huh, though it is... Oh, right. So, yeah. I'll probably need a one of these. No, that's not even enough. That's only 350. That's not 500. You need like 3. Here's the thing though. Engine units. Right, I'm gonna have to do like real engine unit production if I ever want to start actually setting up robots and doing a real transition to robot-based base. That will be interesting. I was about to say that would be fun, but I'm not too certain about that yet. It will be interesting doing the transition to being robot-based. A lot will change. I am pretty okay with the base as it stands. I can basically rebuild into robots. Essentially, all that would really mean is just robot-based base. It would be interesting because I don't think I would really get rid of my main bus. Everything would sort of stay where it is, shifting slightly as necessary, but I mean, it's just boxes everywhere instead of belt everywhere, wherever required. Some of the early stuff, I guess, can sort of stay, but ultimately, I think I'd be shoving things into lots of logistics boxes in the end. So, cooling tower is what I'm looking for here. Mark II. You have to move. Where do I even have room? That's another good question. Probably like right in here. This guy's in the way, sadly. Yeah. Die? Do I even have enough ammo? No. Hey, kitty. You're trying to build up motivation to do a vanilla quality of life Paimons game where you embrace the red science bots? Yeah. It would be ideal. I think that's the intention, actually. I think that's the intended way, is to do robots from the start. Granted, it's still a little bit before you do get the, like, logistics robots. You still need to at least get, I think, green science would be fair to do for the main bus. And even going into this, that's what people tend to say is, oh, you can just get to the point of the green science and then transition into robots. Well, cough, cough. I went main bus all the way to freaking blue science. And only now am I thinking, hey, let's actually do the full transition. Hmm. Alright, so having 2 of these is enough to make this actually start moving properly. So does it have enough? I don't think it has enough water in the system. It is apparently being limited. It's likely just because I need a pump here, but I don't have enough space for that. Alright, well, you need a little bit more water, huh? Alright, let's add a little bit more water into you. And then close it. And watch what happens. Yep, you're moving properly now. Huzzah! It's working! It's working! Now, how to frickin' scale this up further? Because that's the next thing. Because more rubber means more blue science at this point. More rubber also means more faster ability to automate robots, which would be handy. I won't have enough organic solvent if I choose to continue using this recipe. I should have the former Mark 1 down. So there is this recipe that is 5 times more efficient. Yeah, you know, casually 5 times more efficient. Are the pie mods any fun? I think so. I've gotten pretty far thus far. Most people quit before they get to Circuit 2s. Just because of everything involved in getting to Circuit 2s. Look, cough, cough. Say hello to my base. This is my base. This is my base, you know, casually like over 4,000 chunks wide or something like that. I've played a variety of various overhauls for Factorio, and this one, I think, for the flaws that it has, it still wins. I think Angels is a more, like, streamlined, more closely balanced system. But, I enjoy the complexity here. Also, yet another Megadar for no reason. Ah, you're doing space exploration plus AI. Yeah, I have been slightly interested, potentially, in Space Block. But, I'm currently occupied with various forms of Pyanodons, and it's going to be like that for a long time. Let me see. So, the new thing with this recipe that I would like to transition to is the styrene. The polybutadiene is fine. The requirements for the carbon black being slightly different, requiring a little bit more per craft for the time is fine. It's technically 50% more, so it's no longer a 1-to-1 building relationship by using this recipe for carbon black, but that I can deal with that. I've got the salt for this. I've got the polybutadiene. What I don't have is styrene. So styrene, and I'm pretty sure this is a little bit of a pain in the rear end. Couple of recipes for this. Alright, so BTX I don't have. Could probably get relatively simply. Or, aw, Kitty's having issues. My poor baby. My baby. Alright. Iron oxide, benzene, ethylene, and steam ethylene. You can get out of tholins, or you can get out of methane and more iron oxide. Okay, that's a couple of steps there. I'll need ethylene for this stuff. Chloroethanol. Now, what are you? Ethylene glycol, some drilling fluids, and purified natural gas, which... Oh, look. Back to methane. Rich gas. Liquid rich gas. Helium. Aha. Aha. So helium-4 is required for superalloy. Superalloy, of course, being used in a variety of things. Apparently there is such a thing as a mega drill head that it will also be needed for. Some liquid helium, of course, in the further processing as we get into the space science pack. A lot further along. And then fusion. Fusion power. I apparently have been taken away by a belt. So, slow reacting antimatter. Alright. Fusion will be part of this. So, there's an argument to be made for setting up ethylene. Oh wow, a residual gas recipe to get to propene. What even makes residual gas? This methane recipe from pure natural and liquid nitrogen to give you... Is that a closed loop nitrogen system to get to pure natural gas? I would hope so. Like, I would hope the amount of nitrogen you get out of this can convert directly back into 50 liquid nitrogen. I would hope, anyway. So, what do I need for ethylene? Three options. Which is the most efficient here? Probably the one that's taking methane and iron oxide and pressured air, because iron oxide is simple enough. Looks like this mod has different kinds of science. Well, the science follows vanilla's... So it sort of follows the same steps as vanilla, but all of the recipes are completely different. So, red science, I have... Where do I even have? Right here. So, red science involves two different things. It involves bringing in this new product added in the mod called Faugi. They're mushrooms. Coke. Adding them together, turning them into a substrate, and then actually making flasks. I think they're called glassware now, technically, but they're flasks out of wood and glass. So you have to, like, it's a really long process before you can even start automating your first red science. Mod is different kinds of science apart from science. All of the science packs have different icons. That's all it means. So if I open up the tech tree, this is red science, this is green science, this is blue science. And this is your production science pack. So it follows directly with vanilla. It's just different icons that are a bit more reflective of what's involved in actually making those science packs. A little bit more involved. So, like green science is a slide with sample on it, and it's made out of ground sample and biological sample. Can you also automate wood? Yes, you can automate wood. You put down botanical nurseries to get logs, and then you have a wood processing unit to process the logs into wood. However, you must get enough wood by hand to produce enough science to get the tech that unlocks the botanical nurseries. I believe that this gets unlocked at coal processing 1. Nursery. Wood. Let's do that. Where is coal processing 1? Gives you the botanical nursery right here. So coal processing 1. Yeah, you need at least a couple thousand units by hand. Plus the circuit board ones you can only, like, the handcrafting recipe for circuit board 1s at the start of the game also consumes wood. And you can't easily automate circuit production for quite some time. You need to set up a whole bunch of other processes before you can actually automate your circuits. Yeah, and the initial smelting of stuff is incredibly inefficient. Like, move out of stone furnaces the moment you get access to advanced foundries. Like, the moment you get advanced foundries, transition immediately. And do the recipes that need hot air, because that is significantly more efficient. You need a lot more vacuum. Yeah, that would make sense, since I'm only making less than half of what I need. Okay, vacuum pump is here. Pressure pumps. I think I'm going to put these pumps down here. Hey, no problem. Ooh, that's cool. More vanadium! Alright. Pressurized vanadium. Wow, alright. And I'll note that the amount of stuff that is added in Pyanodons, I think it's something like over 1,700 new items. $1,700 new things get added here. It is incredibly painful in the beginning. I highly suggest not using biters. A good 2 to 3. Ha! If it's your first time through, it's a good 15 to get the basic stuff rolling, at least. It's like, no, 15 plus. If you're just trying to figure things out for yourself and aren't, like, looking everything up and aren't cheating, basically. 90 hours into space exploration with AI. And it doesn't feel like you have the basics started. Yeah, about that. Wow, vacuum is green? Okay. That's, an interesting choice of color for vacuum. Really now? That's a problem. think I don't have enough coke anymore. I have no idea about the colors. If it's default or what. I would expect it to be black, not green. When the icon is black. But, I don't know. Anyway, black is sort of crude oil as well. Green is also polybutadiene, I see here. Alright, what am I doing? What am I doing, actually? Trying to get ethylene for styrene. Ethylene through iron oxide, methane, and pressured air. Alright. Well, the iron oxide we know can come through nitrobenzene. And iron plates, that is fine. I can scale that up a little bit, all the way up top, at the top of the bus. Methane is just moondrop greenhouses. All of the moondrop greenhouses. I should have plenty enough to feed some of this. Oh, this also gives water. Huh. And then pressured air is just more pressure pumps. Where's my car? Get in the car, head on up. Thing is, do I really want to, like, go through all this effort right now, or do I just want to start making non-zero bots? Choices. So, there is the Pi petroleum handling recipe for engine units that I want to start doing. That involves making belts for engine units right here. Pipe, small parts, aluminium. I think I need to run the small parts up the bus for that. Let me empty out some of this inventory. Or do we want to keep the advanced on me? Still don't know if I'm gonna have enough. Belt. Oh, that's steel. It must be this first line then. I'm also tempted to put 200% game speed, but I've been doing just fine without having to do that thus far. Not like in a C block style of game and pi block. Oh, I was wrong again. Alright, screw it. Nanobots, clean up for me, please? Excuse me. Alright. Please clean up my mistakes. Wow. That was a big mistake. Alright. A happy little accident. Let's be clear about that. Alright, back we go. This needs to get run all the way up. Past my circuit 2s. Also means I need to pick up some more landfill on the way. AKA right back here. I think 467 is gonna be enough. Yeah, especially after doing that. 611. Pretty sure that's enough to bring up a single line. I should have aluminium plate up there already. Alright, I've sort of already done all of this landfill. Ooh, am I about to start? I am actually pretty backed up on the science circuits. Of course, as I produce more rubber and start filling in here, the more I'll need circuits. I guess I'll shut you down. Ah, stuck! Get out. Stop. Get out. Actually, don't get out. Because I need aluminium. Brought the rest of the way up. Aluminium plates are here, actually. Oh gosh, another call. Why? Again, no message. These people. No messages. And yes, that is actually a landline phone, technically speaking, in the year 2019. Through the power of Magic Jack. I need belt. Must get more belt. This house doesn't actually have a landline wire hookup anywhere in the house. It had been pulled at some point. So we still wanted to have some form of number that's for the house itself rather than just cell phone numbers, because it's always good to have a number that's to your address, that's hooked, that's sort of not hooked but tied with your address. So we just got a Magic Jack and have that going, which you still sort of lose the benefits of having a true landline by using that, because true landline phones will operate even if the power's out, and you don't have to worry about, you know, batteries going out from a cell phone, or even loss of power to a cell phone tower breaking your service. You don't have to worry about that so much. But with with landlines, power can go out, but you'll still have your phone access. Should have brought my car closer so I could fill the car. So even in the year 2019, there are still those people with landline phones. If more as a safety measure than anything else. I've wanted to run actual Ethernet wire throughout the house, but yeah, that can end up being quite expensive. It's not actually that easy in the way this particular house has been constructed. Which is really sad. We did have a estimate done, though, on actually having an electrician come out to run the wires. Yeah, let's just say that's, it's like, I think it was a long time ago. I think it's like over $1,200 for them to do it. To actually, that's just running the lines, not like doing the termination, and that's like providing the materials yourself. The wire and all that. Technically, I do have a spool of Ethernet cable and the tools needed to do the termination points and all of that. It's just actually running the wires that would be the hard part. Because I've mentioned before, I live in this is a split level house. That's sort of 3 tiers in the equivalent height of a 2-story home. Which means that this part of the house is not sitting on a raised foundation. It is sitting flush with the ground. And the hard part is running the Ethernet cable from this side of the house to the part that is actually on a raised foundation. And then also running it up to the 2nd floor on this side of the house. The electricians mentioned that the beams in the ceiling, if you want to go through the ceiling on this part of the house to get to the wall that's shared that can go down to the underneath of the house, the beams run in the wrong direction, so you have to go to every beam, cut a hole in the ceiling drywall, cut a hole through the beam to run in each beam to run the wires through. And then, of course, the electricians don't repair the holes that they made. You need someone else to actually repair the holes. So, yeah, it would be a mission to update the house with actual physical Ethernet wires, which I really want because the this side of the house has cinder block walls, which, as you might imagine, if the Wi-Fi is stationed in here, which it is, in this room on the far one end of the house, the other end of the house has a really, really bad weak signal, which is also where the primary TV is. And like the Blu-ray player, the whole entertainment center is on the literal opposite wall on the opposite end of the house. And the Wi-Fi originates here. So that distance is problematic at the moment, and it's why I want to at least get a wire all the way out to the other end of the house, a physical wire for Ethernet, so we don't have those types of problems anymore. It's just really expensive. And also, you know, send a wire out there so I could actually hook up the telephone out on that side of the house so I don't have to worry about it going off while I'm sitting here. That would be nice. But yeah, plans and schemes that require money that I don't have, or my mother, or her boyfriend. So yeah, no one in this house has money right now, or likely will ever. We shall see. Hopefully my mother gets her promotion that she's going for right now. She'll find out next week, ideally, about that. But anyway. Also, this icon is really low resolution for the Megadar, just gonna point that out. Actually, no, it looks that way because this is... You see how tiled this is? It's just the style on the radar coming through on the icon. Just, it makes it look like it's a really low resolution image when it's actually not. It's just, that's the part of the radar that's made out of a whole bunch of squares. Anyway, enough ranting about all that. Let's actually, you know, play this dang game. I wonder what those mega drill heads are for. Anyway, I need belt. That'll actually get used for a number of things up here. Engines. Really? Need to make quite a few automated factories. I could make the Mark IIs. You know, I'm up here. I've got access to most things. I don't think I have access to my plastic, though, which is unfortunate. Got access to my... Oh. Let's get the... landfill put away. Some of these Mark IIs put away. Yeah, that's fine for now. Let's see. Do I need to make anything else so that I can make the, construction bots? Nope, that's everything. That's it, that's all. Yeah, that's all. And then you require those from here, plus everything else. They require plus lubricant. I'm making now everything else, so that is fine. Yeah, just add lubricant. I don't think I'm gonna go for the Mark II construction. Oh, hello, tech. Yeah, sure, titanium. So, for some reason, and I mentioned this last time, the Mark II cargo bots require super steel rather than stainless. I don't know if that's intended or whether or not that is a typo. Because the Mark II construction bots is stainless steel. Everything else here I've got, it's like the same stuff minus the electric engine unit. I mean, this is different things. This does require titanium plates when the construction Pinobots don't. for the Mark IIs. Let's actually look at the speed difference. So it goes from 34 to 49.1 on you, and it goes from 30.2 to 49.1 again. So, I mean, it would be really worth making the Cargo Pynobot Mark IIs if I had Super Steel, but I don't have Super Steel. And, you know, when I was talking yesterday about there not really being as much of a drain on stainless steel, and that's why Pyanodon sort of made this update now so that stainless steel is required in Blue Science. I think having this stainless steel as a requirement for construction bots is good. It should be required for the Mark II cargo bots as well. Because super steel means that you need to set up quite a bit of other stuff before you can get your Mark II Pinobots. If I actually have a look at bot, that's the construction, not the cargo. The cargo Mark II. Assume that they used to not be red. I have no idea how it progressed, but let's see. You go from the Mark IIs to the high techs, which is super alloy. So yeah, see, you go to super alloy. Super alloy is what is one of these next things that you get access to. Is like the next step for making the blue stuff and super steel. So this is like the tier that you start using super steel. It's the super steel and super alloy and special small parts stuff, which I expect at like the quote Mark III level, not the Mark II level. So, and these are effectively Mark III Pinobots, these high-tech logistics bots. Those are effectively Mark III. They're apparently actually very good. It's like a huge jump in effectiveness between what you had previously and these. But yeah, I think that this is a typo. This takes super steel. What part of the mod adds super steel and what? So cargo bots are petroleum handling super steel is raw ores. I can actually look this up. Yeah, so here's what we'll do is I will, yes, kitty, you're down there. You wanna come up? You wanna come up? Come on, just watch your hip. Yeah, there you go. Kitty has entered the lap. He has entered the lap. Jumped up from the floor. Yeah, he is here now. So what I was going to do is hook up display capture, go into Pi raw ores, go to prototypes, updates. Wait, was that raw ores? Or was that? Yeah, that was raw ores. So if these were added in petroleum handling, at least they exist in petroleum handling. No, they're not. What am I thinking? They're added in high tech. Yeah, so high tech updates. Let's bring this over. Widen it out a bit. You can like still sort of see Kitty. Kitty is here. Let's see here. Let us look for microprocessing entities update. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, is the update for super steel. Excuse me. That would be it would be super dash steel. That's what it would be. That would be molten. Oh, that's the only mention of super steel. Interesting. Bot. Construction robot high tech. Add super alloy. Alright, there's that one. Logistic at high tech, add super alloy. So there's the super alloy. I'm looking for the one just prior. Oh look, adding tin and lead to PCBs. Oh, there's the ferrochromium alloy getting added to stainless steel down there. Niobium iron alloy. Oh, you know what? It might be that Pyanodon Industry. That's what it is. So bring this up. So the base robots get added in Pi Industry. There is no override here for Pi Industry. It wouldn't be in coal processing. These guys get defined. They get an override in petroleum handling. Cargo Pinobots Mark IIs are apparently first defined in raw ores and then get modified by petroleum handling. Okay, so they're in raw ores for that particular Logi Robot 2. Super steel is directly required here. So, yeah, that is not likely the result of a typo. Directly, it's defining super steel as being required for this particular robot. I don't know why, but it is. And it's super dash steel. I'm gonna assume stainless steel is just stainless dash steel. I can open up construction robot 2 because, yeah, stainless dash steel 5. Super dash steel 10. Again, why super steel on these? I mean, yeah, they're valuable, but why? And this just defines their behavior down below, but like, why? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Right, Kitty? Right, Cole? Right, my sweet? That makes no sense. That makes no sense to me. Why that is a thing. Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? My pretty kitty. I could change it, but I'm not going to. No, you're getting up. You're getting up. You're leaving. You're leaving me. Good enough. Anyway. So yeah, that's sucky, to say the least. We'll see if Pyanodon changes it after watching this. They've done it before. Alright, let me go technically turn the display capture off, switch back over to there. Anyway, so that's that. Let's see here. Time for logistics work. Clean up some of that. So, chromium. These sort of, they share requirements. And while I could technically send this stuff in, I just don't think I'm going to make the Mark IIs right now. That is a lot of steel for you. Which means I have to run the steel up. Steel is the third line. So let's run this stuff, see how much I can get done before the end of the stream. But anyway, that was an interesting exercise looking at the actual code for the mod. Trying to figure things out. Finger it out. Oh, right, titanium. That will also need to be brought up. So you need to be like that. You need to do that, and that. And go up. From there. So I need to run both those lines. Just gonna finish running this down and then head up. Like, grab some more belt and then head up. I mean, at least Lua is easy enough to understand just by looking at it. I mean, it's not that hard to really understand how things are operating in it. Yeah, I don't know. I would assume that somewhere it would define the not specified color. It would define a color for unspecified. I actually did make a mod once for Europa Universalis 4. I actually came down here to pick up more belt. It was called the Ultimate Vikings mod, and it added in to the game several new nations with a new religion centered in North America. It was interesting stuff, but then they released the I think it was Conquest of Paradise DLC that added in the ability to make custom nations yourself within the game. And like, yeah, it gave you full access to all the current religions. They've since added like a Norse religion somewhat. So yeah, that was a thing. Got sort of superseded by the new mechanics in the game. So I haven't touched it in forever. Got a lot of downloads though. It ended up being featured on Steam, the Steam Workshop. It ended up being featured on like library pages. So a lot of downloads happened because of that. People saw it, were like, "Oh, Ultimate Vikings mod. Gee, I wonder what's involved in that." Yeah, I wonder. I coded it so that when you start the game, you're one nation, but shortly after starting the game, you split up into 3, and you get to choose which one that you play as. So yeah, I was sort of just experimenting with events and tag switching to other nations and all that, so yeah, it's a nice little dive into code and all that. And modding. And pretty much just as a result, now I can look at mods in general, both in Factorio and Kerbal Space Program even. I can just look at mods and understand what I'm looking at, for the most part. Anyways, where is my rubber? That is another thing that needs to be brought upwards. Onwards and upwards. Alright, so that's rubber. That's aluminium for this. Right, I need a thingy for pipe. Beautiful pipe. I have the small parts. I have the aluminium. Pipe. Belt. Up here, you also need belt. Belt's probably gonna do, like, one of these dealios. That'll be belt. Lubricant is another thing that will need to be brought up. Let's see. Let's not worry too much about stuffs. You may be wondering how I'm going to make this go into these buildings. We'll see. We'll find out together. So you also need small... all 3 need small parts, so... Well, let's bring some small parts in there. That'll be... Actually, I need both of these. Both of these, and... Ooh, looks like I need more... long-handed inserters. Alright. Cool beans. Mixed belts are going to be a thing. Oh, I apparently don't need one. Alright. Alley and small parts. You need... So you don't need steel. You both need alley. You both need solder. Might want to do this up here. Excuse me, but I want to move you up. You both need alley, you both need solder. You both need small parts, you both need belt, you both do not need engine units. But you need the bots. And you very specifically don't have anything... Yeah, so you're not in need of chromium. So chromium can actually come in below. Yeah, chromium can come in below. And then we can do a series of... things like that. Or better yet, like that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait. Duh. This will be steel. And this will be chromium. Because that's the difference. I'm playing spot the difference between these two. Also... yeah, I will... I will do that because I want to make sure that I don't mess things up by... Say I have a inserter going into a chest and then an inserter going onto a belt going into this guy. There is a chance that because I only make one at a time, it will always output, say, into the chest or into the one that goes up here, and then I end up not having what I need. So, yeah, that's the thing. That is actually a thing that happens. I think that's the only actually thing. The only thing that actually needs iron plates here. You need the rubber, of course. Why did I... alley. Alley and small parts. Alright. Alley and small parts. This is rubber. Rubber. Really? That's the 4th lane. There goes rubber. Get you down. Get you down. So alley and small parts. That's down to that. Alright, so that's that fed fully. That will output engine units. You will take in engine units from here. I mean, really, it's one tile too much for that. But anyway. And then the mixed belts of... Alright, well, you need steel. So this is steel. Let's define the not mixed stuff first. Steel and chromium. I don't have the chromium up here. And yes, yet again, power is fluctuating, and I've got no idea why. I've got no idea. Ah, I have a very, 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 very good idea. I have a particularly good idea as to why I am running out of power. Yes, I'm pretty sure I know what the problem is. So there is a Mark II version of a blueprint that I am using down here. So this is the Mark I version of a self-sustaining power system. Yeah, I need the Mark II version of that. Let's shove some rubber in there. Oh, chromium! Wherefore art thou? Pretty sure I have my chromium brought up. Or not. Yes, right here, this line. I have to extend this line. You know, it would help if I actually did this correctly, but anyway. Let's play the what line is this? Nope. One on game. You. It's going to be enough. Want to buy car equipment. You know, car equipment exists in Bob's, I think, or something like that. There are mods that add equipment to vehicles. Tempted to install something like that. let's just get out of this maze with the car. And do this by foot. 8 more minutes in the stream. Uh-oh. Alright, I forgot what line I'm on. Pretty sure I'm on this line that I'm currently standing on. Yep. Take all of crap. All of it. All the stuff must leave. All of the old stuff must go. I want to hold on to so many things, but I also can't hold on to so many things. Especially when I know I'm just gonna get cluttered again. What even is this? And why is it empty? Yeah, that would help. That would help. And up we go. Even more. Get this chromium hooked up. I know this is all in the wrong direction. I will just go and reverse it. Because something tells me it's actually easier to just reverse everything than and just go from that point. You also need this as well as this, because that's the belt. You also need the belt. Alright, that should be all the inserters. So now I just need the circuit board alley solder. Really? Yeah, circuit board alley solder. Circuit board alley solder. Because that's coming in here. That's coming in here. That's coming in up top. Small parts. Circuit board alley solder, small parts. That's 4. So I don't actually need 3 lanes. Although I think I'll give small parts their own Small parts, I think, deserves its own, considering it's a 3 and a 1.5. In fact, that 3 sort of means that I need a couple. And yes, I'm making the center lane the small parts. Oh. More! That's the small parts. Circuits. Solder. Alley. Circuits, solder, alley. Alley. Alley gets its own. Alley gets its own, and alley will be here. Actually, no, alley will be here. Oh. Well then. Oh, alley? I could use red belts to get around that, but eh. Am I missing here? Iron. Iron! Give me more undergrounds. I just want to hook this all up. I want to see it move, and then we will end off the video there. Oh, wait, but no, I've got to do lubricant too. That's gonna take too long, I think, sadly. Because I don't have lubricant brought up. Yeah, lubricant needs to be brought up. That's etching, that's not lube. Anyway. So, mixed belt, circuit, solder. That is the final ingredient here. At least to make the construction bots. I'll have to remember next time to run the, lubricant. Alright. Circuit, solder is all the way down here. All the way down here. All the way over here. Bring it up. Plan for the over should be that line. Solder is on the 4th lane. So, here's the dealio. That is that. I could do that. And I will. Okay. Power. Hope I didn't mess anything or miss anything that is incredibly important. If I haven't missed anything that is incredibly important, I should start seeing these as soon as these guys start giving me belts and the solder arrives. So the solder is starting to arrive. Then all I'll have to do is, oh, right, Just add lubricant, and I'll have some stored robots. Logibots. So, hey, first construction bot. The first of the construction bots has arrived. With that, brief review. What happened? Things. Mucked about with fluid that didn't end up actually working, sadly. Because discovered issues with fluid. What else actually got done? I don't know. Scaling. The scaling of things. More Relesia happened. For more of this, for more Mark II carbon black and rubber. More rubber happened. More rubber happened. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of going around fixing closed loops, or at least attempting to fix closed loops. A lot of discussions today on the state of the mod. Improved the carbon dioxide production for the zinc acetate for acetic acid to get the p-dope silicon moving again. That was also a notable thing. Discovered megadars exist. Hooked up the new requirement of stainless steel to the chemical science packs. That is another thing that was done today. Looks like we're actually backed up on our circuit 2s now after I've limited this a bit, so that is fantastic. I now have all the circuit 2s I could want. And then we've ended off here by setting up the automation of our first robots. That's where we are ending things off for the day. The first robots are being made. I guess that I will need to also start automating the logistics chests. These will need to be automated. These will consume circuit boards. Might want to do a few logistic type warehouses. These actually consume circuit 2s, as well as the basic chests. Interesting, to say the least. So, yeah, I've got all that done. I will need to also make some charging stations and roboports and all of that good stuff next time. And then once I have the boxes plus the stations and the roboports going, I can start transitioning. But of course, bots use energy. I need more energy. It's time to actually truly scale energy and truly scale coke, in fact. Or better yet, stop using as much of my non-renewable coke as I can and start producing as much renewable coke as I can. That sounds like a plan for tomorrow. I would like to again thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. If you are watching the VOD on YouTube, be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you are so inclined, head on over to Otaku Showboat. Head on over to twitch.tv/Otaku Showboat to leave a follow, as well as turn on notifications to find out when I go live, which happens to be every day, Sunday through Friday, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope to see you all on the next one, which will be Sunday.